Hi, and welcome to week 2 of Psychology of Learning. There are a couple things I want to point out at the beginning of this week that I'd like you to be thinking about as you're going through the readings and the exercises. The first one is your Theory of Learning project, which we're building towards at the end of the semester. And the recent appreciative inquiry exercise, which I was very pleased with, not only the work that you did initially in the post, but the follow-ups I thought did a very nice job of synthesizing that information and trying to pull together some common themes in the class. So overall, really nice job and nice start to this project. Now that work is going to inform how you think about your theory of learning. We all have ideas already in our minds about how learning works, what good teaching looks like, and that exercise was designed to try to draw some of those things to the surface. But the Theory of Learning paper is more than that, and you've probably taken classes before in teacher training where you've had to develop a theory of instruction. And in doing that, oftentimes we're asked to draw upon some of our own experiences and our ideas about what good learning looks like, the history that we bring with us. And that's very valuable as a philosophical paper. But in a psychology class, I wanted to bring those to the surface as a starting place, not an ending place. And so the reason we did that relatively early on, and we introduced the final project early on, is so that as you do the readings, you can begin to critically examine what you're learning about in psychological research and try to integrate that into how you think a classroom or a different kind of learning experience, maybe an informal learning experience, what that should look like. The other thing I want to talk about is just the way this particular week will play out. This is a very interesting week. For any of you who have taken a basic or intro psychology class, you'll be familiar with some of the names that we're going to discuss. This is a greatest hits of psychology. We're going to look at Pavlov, Thorndike, Watson, Skinner, Bandura, and Piaget. And so as we go through these studies, you'll be reading a little bit about them and how children learn in one textbook, and then you'll actually be reading reviews of the actual studies. To augment that experience, I provided some videos for you as hot links on the website that will actually, in some cases, show the actual experiment happening. It will show the researchers themselves, some of their subjects. I think that you'll find that you remember them a lot better having actually watched them, and it brings them to life a little bit. It helps you think about how that research might apply to the kind of work that you do or the work that you want to do when you're finished with your program here. So that's how the week will play out. I want you to keep in mind that there's no Illuminate session this week. That was as intended from the very beginning. We did not schedule an Illuminate session for this week. This is as somebody who majored in psychology, this is a particularly exciting week for me. I love revisiting some of the old classics. We still have a lot to learn from these studies, even though they're older studies. There's a reason that we continue to revisit them over and over again in psych classes and in research. So best of luck as you tackle the readings and work through thinking about your Theory of Learning paper. To help you with that, I've also provided a sample student paper from last term. I asked for permission from the student to share that with future classes. So you're welcome to look at that and get a feel for what that final project will look like. And I look forward to seeing you online.